Hello, and welcome to Tim's Reflections from Ohio, a YouTube video series where we talk about and reflect on stories that Jesus told, parables he told, as well as general stories from his life. And today our reflection will come from John chapter 6, and I'll begin reading in verse 35. Jesus said to them, "I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. But I said to you that you have seen me, and yet do not believe. All that the Father gives me will come to me, and the one who comes to me I will by no means cast out. For I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. This is the will of the Father who sent me, that of all he has given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up at the last day. And this is the will of him who sent me, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day." I want us to focus on verse 38, where Jesus said these words, "For I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me." And I'd like for us to think about and reflect on our lives today. Do we focus on our lives today doing our own will, or do we focus on doing the will of the Father? It's a big thing for us because there is so much going on in our world today, so much that we feel like we need this to get ahead, we need that to look good, whatever. There's so much out there tempting us and distracting us from following God. When we make our decisions, do we make our decisions based on our own will? Do we make our decisions based on obeying the will of the Father? Our lives would be so much better. We would have so much more peace in our lives. Many people today don't have peace. They're struggling, trying to find peace. Peace comes from God, and it comes from obeying him and doing his will. There will never be any peace in our lives if we are focused on doing our own will and focused on our own desires and our own wants and our own wishes and our own thoughts. But if we're focused on obeying God and doing his will, then we will have that inner peace in our hearts. Jesus said, "I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me." Jesus spent his whole life on this earth doing the Father's will. And we need to spend our time doing the Father's will. Think about it. Think about it right now. Your plans for this day. It's in the morning, Easter morning at my house. But when you're watching this, it may be Monday, it may be later today, it could be any time when you're viewing this video. But think about your life right now. Are you doing God's will? Are your plans for today, your plans for tomorrow, your plans for the coming week, are they all focused on doing God's will and not doing your own will? As I said earlier, our lives would be so much better. We would have so much more peace, so much more confidence, so much more just that peace that comes from knowing that we're following God if we would just focus on doing his will and not our own will. I'm going to leave it there. I ask you to pray about it. Think about it. The decisions that you made last week, were they made for doing your will or the will of the Father? Decisions coming this week, pray that God will help you to follow his will, that he will help you to follow his leading and his plan for your life. If you've been blessed by the video, blessed by the reflection, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. I love reading those comments. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. That way you'll receive notification as new videos come out in the future. And always remember this, that God loves you And he loves you so much that he sent his son to die on that cross for you and for me. Have a blessed day.